Starting off the morning looking nice and clear. You can see the sun starting to come up over the horizon here. Live look there from our South Charlotte camera from the Carolina Camera Network and Mr. Sparky. It's still a cold start to the day, but yeah, at least we have those clear skies allowing for a pretty nice overall setup for the day. Lots of sunshine, drier air, should see a pretty quick warm up and no issues with any kind of precipitation today, even up toward the mountains where they did see a few lingering snowflakes yesterday morning. Now, speaking of the mountains, once again, our coldest spot in the teens, 24 degrees there for Statesville, Morganton the same. We're at about 27 degrees in Charlotte, but we still do have at least a light wind this morning, so you may feel a degree or two lower, but it is not as substantial and noticeable as what we had yesterday. In fact, that's even going to be the case this afternoon. We'll reach the upper 40s, very close to 50 degrees in a few spots. Lots of sunshine and temperatures feeling, again, just a degree or two lower than the actual air temperature. But as we get closer to tomorrow, we're actually seemingly on a warming trend. But Monday is kind of that one day that really just doesn't go along with the others. It just doesn't get along with everybody else. And that's because we're going to have a low developing off the coast of the Carolinas, likely to get close enough to provide our region with some cloud cover and some rain. So when do I expect the rain to start to kick off? Well, I'd say a few showers very early Monday morning. We're talking right after midnight for areas of the southern Piedmont and the Sandhills. So Chesterfield counties, Chester County, Lancaster County, over toward parts of Union, Anson, and Richmond counties. Now, eventually we'll see a few showers mixing in for parts of the Charlotte area. That's closer to about 5 a.m. for the Charlotte metro, and that will likely last all the way until about 10 a.m., at least in terms of mixing in a few areas of sleet, and then just a few showers lingering past about the lunchtime hour, with most spots clear by about 3 o'clock. Now, if you notice the temperature trend, we start off right around the freezing mark, and we actually gradually increase throughout the day into the upper 30s and eventually the lower 40s. So why do we have the potential to mix in some sleet, even though our temperature is closer to the ground, will likely be in the 30s, above 32 for most of the day? Well, here's why. So in any kind of precipitation setup, you have eventually that precip starting high up in the atmosphere as snow, because temperatures there are below 32 degrees. But when you get closer to the surface level, warm air typically mixes in, allowing for that to melt and then eventually become rain. But when you have an air profile between about 33 to 40, which we will have for most of the day tomorrow, that will allow for some of that to melt, but not necessarily all of it, which oftentimes it can then mix in some of that freezing rain, some of that ice, of course, and develop into those ice pellets. Now, freezing rain likely not going to be a big situation here on Monday because we don't have that 32-degree temperature extremely close to the ground, but it's at least, of course, a little bit of sleet mixing in, something that we're going to watch over the next few days. Staying nice and warm for much of the week. Looking at the long-range pattern, we could get a little bit colder heading toward next Sunday, but at least for now, next weekend, at least the start of it looks pretty nice. You can see 63 degrees on Saturday. Yes, by day 8 next Sunday, we'll likely be in the 50s, but no significant cool down, at least over the next week. Other than tomorrow, we are going to see a lot of sunshine with temperatures gradually reaching the lower 60s as we hit the end of the work week.
I'm liking seeing those 60s in the 7-day.